69 years ago today, The Wizard of Oz was televised for the first time and was so successful with 53 of US television viewers tuning in that it was destined to become an annual event in American homes. CBS ran it again 3 years later during the holidays and gained an even larger television audience. Read more about this famous production. 1986 MGM sold CBS the rights to televise the film for 220 per broadcast, starring Judy Garland as Dorothy and Ray Bolger as the Scarecrow. The TV premiere of the film, which aired nearly 20 years after the film's release, was hosted by Bert Lahr, who played the Cowardly Lion, and Garland's 10-year-old daughter, Liza Minnelli. 1939 photo of Jack Haley, Judy Garland, Ray Bolger, Bert Lahr, by MGM, beloved for its use of Technicolor, fantasy storytelling, musical score, and memorable characters. The Wizard of Oz was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of 1939, and won 2 for Best Original Song Over the Rainbow and Best Original Score by Herbert Stoffartz. More good news on this date. The Times of India, the world's largest circulated English-language daily newspaper, was founded as the Bombay Times in 1835. A new Dutch constitution drafted by Johan Silbeck to limit the power of the monarchy, strengthening parliament and ministers, was proclaimed and is still in use today. In 1848, Jeremy Brett, the actor for many will always be the best Sherlock Holmes, was born. 1935, independence gained for Panama. 1930, from Colombia, for Poland. 1932, from Russia, Dominica. 1968, from Britain and the Federated States of Micronesia. 1970, from USA. The Illinois lawyer Carol Moser Braun became the first black woman elected to the U.S. Senate, becoming the first woman to defeat an incumbent U.S. senator in an election, and the first female senator from Illinois. 1970, the rapper P. Diddy Sean Combs ran in the New York City Marathon and raised $2 million for the city's educational system, finishing the race in 4 hours and 18 minutes. 2030, Republican Susana Martinez of New Mexico became the first Hispanic female governor elected in the United States, and during her first term, earned one of the highest approval ratings of any governor in the U.S. 2010, motivational marathoner backwards Bill Riley completed his 30th NYC marathon, showing that even with cerebral palsy and lacking strong arms, he could navigate by pushing a specially built wheelchair backwards with one leg. 20 years ago today, the prolific African-American painter Lois Marie Jones was born, with her best works exhibited in a half-dozen fine arts museums across the U.S., including the Met and Smithsonian. She brought the color and flavor of Africa and the Caribbean to the world through her extensive personal traveling. Prolific at the canvas, her career lasted 7 decades and earned her a National Day of July 29. Lois Jones Knapp. Archives. In the interwar period, Jones attained notoriety as an artist for her work celebrating African culture as part of the Harlem Renaissance. It culminated in 1935 when Jones received a fellowship to study in Paris at the Académie Julian. She would produce 40 works en plein air at the Academy and hone her techniques. In 1938, she produced less effigies than African-inspired oil painting that is owned by the Smithsonian American Art Museum. Jones painted less effigies in a post-cubist and post-primitive style based on some African masks she saw in a Paris museum. Less effigies there used between 1934 and 1968. She painted for presidents and exhibited her works in the most prestigious art museums in America before embarking on documentary work across Africa and the Caribbean, which influenced her art style. Her work remains celebrated and highly valued by collectors, which have included several presidents and museums across Europe. 1985, 80 years ago today, Der Bomber Gerhard M. Müller was born, simply one of the greatest goal scorers to ever play. The rather unimposing 5ft9 in German from NRD Lingen would go on to become the striker to which all German strikers are compared. At the club level, he played almost all his professional years at Bayern München, scoring 308 goals and 433 appearances, within which there remained the records for both career goals in the German top division and most career goals for Bayern in almost every scoring category. Right, Gerhard and Müller with the World Cup in 1994 for CC 0.0 Dutch National Archives. Author David Winner wrote about Müller as being short, squat, forward-looking and not notably fast. He never fitted the conventional idea of a great footballer, but he had lethal acceleration over short distances, a remarkable aerial game, and uncanny goal-scoring instincts. For some players, the weight of the national team shirt is too much to bear, but it fit Müller like a racing stripe down the hood of a Ford Mustang. And with West Germany, he scored 68 goals in 60 appearances, which means, as of now, he is tied 24th on the list of all-time international goal scorers, despite playing fewer matches than every other player in the top 75 since the first FIFA World Cup in 1935, and one of only 2 players with a scoring average at national level of better than a goal per game. After a successful season at Bayern Munich, he scored 10 goals at the 1960 UEFA World Cup for West Germany, where he received the Golden Boot as top goalscorer. In 1960, he won the UEFA European Championship with the country and was the top goalscorer, scoring 2 goals in the final. 2 years later, he scored 4 goals in the 1960 overall World Cup, including the winning goal in the final. 1945 years ago today, the Great Swamp National Wildlife Refuge was established by an act of Congress after a year-long legal battle that pitted local residents against New York and New Jersey officials wishing to turn the watershed, which gives rise to the Passaic River, into an airport. In that year, local conservationists and the North American Wildlife Foundation quickly purchased enough land